Are you ready to take your personal development to the next level? Join the Word on the Streets newsletter and unlock the latest insights from our empowering show. In our last episode, we delved into cutting-edge strategies for goal achievement, mindset hacks to overcome obstacles, exclusive access to free resources and giveaways. By subscribing, you'll surround yourself with like-minded individuals committed to growth. If you're serious about leveling up in life, sign up today for our newsletter. Let's embark on this transformative journey together.
Ladies and gentlemen, get set for an engaging and enlightening show. Let's welcome our hosts, the brilliant Larry Moton, aka Xtradonaire, and the fantastic Amazing Keith Fletcher. They've crafted the incredible show, Word on the Streets. Grab your favorite listening spot and tune in. Don't forget to invite your friends by sending them a quick text or a shout out on your favorite social media platform. We believe it's a show you won't want to miss.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to Word on the Streets with the amazing Keith Fletcher and yours truly. I am Xtradonaire. Friends, we're so excited to be back with you. My brother from another mother in the beautiful city of Dallas, Texas. What say you, brother? What's going on, man?
Man, another nice day in Texas, man. Weather's just nice and free out there. Blowing the heat. It was hot. Had a good day today, man. Doing all right, my brother. Doing all right, man. You know, I start my day off giving it at 3:45 to the Most High to give a little meditation on, to be right here to cover me, man. I'm thankful to be here, man. Glad to be back. It's our Monday, man. Glad to be here, Xtradonaire. How about you, bro?
Man, I am excited and happy to be here as well. I'm very excited to be back with you on this opportunity platform that you and I gave birth to called Word on the Streets. But Fletcher, I am so excited because of the program we put together for tonight. Friends, we have a show for you. So if you want to take a few moments to text a friend, a neighbor, or whoever, you need to do that right now because I promise you, you don't want to miss this episode live. We got a young man that's going to come on and deliver a powerful poem that he wrote himself. We have excerpts from Iyanla, and we're going to be talking about relationship. We're going to be giving you the hard truth. But between all of that, friends, we also have the amazing Keith Fletcher, who keeps spitting out jewels after jewels after jewels on his platform on Facebook and also on his YouTube channel. So we're going to dive into that as well. As you can tell, that's a lot of stuff, but I promise you, we're going to try to get it all in. So that's why I'm so excited, my brother. That's why Xtradonaire is so excited, Fletcher.
I like how you said that opportunity platform. I like how you said that, man. That's perfectly said. Opportunity, man. Not, opportunity. What I love about it, that we get an opportunity within, we can start within our family. Then once we come out of our family, reach out to touch everybody and build that community. So, man, we build an opportunity for everyone. So, but I'm thankful that we can start within and then go out. You know, most people want to start out then try to beat the family, but we start from within and we going out and grabbing everybody, man. So opportunity, I like that, man. Great, well said.
Well, friends, without any delay, we're going to kick this show off right now to you and for you. You know, we normally highlight a Black American who has contributed to America. Today, friends, we have a young man that who is going to come to you live and deliver a poem that he wrote himself. And we're excited about presenting him to you, but we are even more excited that he had the faith and the confidence to come on a platform live in front of thousands and deliver it to you. So, friends, sit back and enjoy the show. Check it out.
We are absolutely thrilled to announce a special addition to our gathering today. Joining us is the exceptionally talented high school student, Bryce Anderson. Bryce has graciously agreed to share with us a poignant poem he wrote in honor of Black history. We couldn't be more excited to hear his words and feel the power of his message. But that's not all. Bryce will also take this opportunity to introduce himself to our community personally. Let's give him a warm welcome and open our hearts to the inspiration and insight he's about to share. Please join us in celebrating Bryce's talent, courage, and commitment to honoring Black history in such a beautiful and meaningful way.
I'm Bryce Anderson, and I will be reading Rise to the Times. From running from the barrel of a gun to crossing a river, a war had just begun. And not 1861, but my rights were to be won. It took until 1863 for us blacks just to be, and even then we weren't really free. Mays and Butler was all the white folk could see, and now we killing each other for silly little things. Come on, y'all need to realize we're some of the best human beings. Got the elders saying we ain't raised right, but the ones they raised is the ones who's bringing us through life. And yes, we know that the elders have the wisdom, so get your mind out the gutter. Talk to little black children so we can start encouraging each other, so we can act like we still sisters and brothers. The black race is decreasing, letting everyone say the N-word and don't even know the meaning. But they brainwashing us that got to be the reason. Y'all talk down on poets like Tupac, and that's why we have no justice. That's why the old people blame the young people because that's who's on the surface. Saying pink is for girls and blue is for boys, and how certain genders can't even play with certain toys. And this is not to bash one another, but this will bring together a daughter and a mother. Thank you.
Didn't I tell y'all? Fletcher, that young man, yeah. And I'm sure everybody who's sitting in your home or wherever you are, y'all need to give it up. You got to give it up. Bryce Anderson. Bryce, incredible young man,
Thank you
incredible.
so much.
We are so proud of you. So proud of you. Is it okay if Fletcher and I ask you a couple of questions?
Yes, sir.
So, Bryce, why don't you just tell everybody out there where are you from, where do you live, what high school you go to?
I'm from Leesville, Louisiana. I live in New Lano. I live with both of my grandmothers in different times of the week. I go to Leesville High School Monday through Friday. And I'm also class president of the ninth grade 2027 class. I'm a 3.0 student, and I do a lot of things for the community.
That's great.
Awesome, man. Go ahead on, Fletcher.
That's great. So what's the name? What's the name of the poem?
It's called Rise to the Times.
What? How did you come up with the name?
Well, when I first wrote this poem, I was struggling on. I knew the meaning of the poem. I had all the words to the poem, but the name was just hard to come upon. So I went to ask my grandmother, and she went through a few names. She was like, "Oh, I don't know about this one. I don't know about that one." But and it finally came to her, and she was like, "Rise to the Times."
Yeah, yeah.
That's how I got this name.
So, Bryce, what is your favorite part when you was creating this? I know like in everything creatives, man, as we do, there's always something about certain parts of certain things that kind of hook into our spirit, mind, and soul. What particular part of that poem that really grabbed you and you felt like, man, I really need to make this thing become real, become reality?
Well, it was actually the beginning of the poem because I said from running from the barrel of a gun because the slaves they were running and they didn't know what was coming. So, and when they crossed that river, the Civil War was not the war, the actual war that had just begun. That's why I say, and not 1861, because that's when the Civil War started. But I said, but my rights were to be won, talking about the 60s and the civil rights movement. So when the slaves actually knew they were free, everyone found out they were free. It was 1963. That's another reason why I said it took until 1863 for us blacks just to be. And even then, we were free, but we were still working for the white man with little to no pay. That's why I say Mays and Butler was all the white folk could see. And we've come from a lot then. So I don't understand why now, out of all the things that the black community has accomplished, we are killing each other, we're talking down on each other. As black people, we should be uplifting each other. And so I feel like that's why I wrote, and now we're killing each other for silly little things. Yes,
Wow.
sir.
Yeah, that's the part I got when you got through all that and got to that part, Bryce. You're right. We ain't got nobody chasing us with no guns. We doing the chasing and the killing now. We
Right.
destroying ourselves now. We doing the things
Yes,
to
sir.
ourselves. Don't get me wrong, it was done to us then. It's symptomatic in our minds, but we still got so many ways that we can be free, but we destroying ourselves now. And,
Right.
and the more we speak up about it, like young kids like you speak up about it, the more grown ups speak about it. Like you said, the old and the young need to come together.
Yes, sir.
And the old, we need to come together because the old ways still work and the new ways work, but we got to come together and bind together and work together.
As one.
Yeah, that's one. And
Bind those.
we can't say, well, that's too. I'm too old. Or that's that new. No, we need to come as one. And like you say, the elders need to come and start getting these young people and start talking. So that's the platform. What I be talking about my platform. I also hear on Word on Streets about what you said. So man, I commend you on what you said. Everything you said is true. Everything you said is facts, man. And to be that young to come out, keep on doing it, young man. Keep on keep being heard. Don't stop preaching that out loud because we need more of you. You know what I'm saying? We need more of you young people coming and fighting for that and being honest with that and saying that now we got to stop this. We got to stop doing it. We can't blame nobody else now. We doing it to ourselves now.
To ourselves.
To ourselves.
Yes, sir.
But Bryce, we have gotten smarter since you've been on this platform this evening. We thank you so very much. And for many of the listeners who may not know, Bryce, why don't you let them know how old you are?
I am 15 years old.
15, folks. 15.
Let me. I have a question. What do you want to do, Bryce? You know, when you're done with school now, what is your plans?
I want to become a biomedical engineer.
Wow.
Yes,
wow.
sir.
What school you want to go to?
Maybe Xavier.
Maybe Xavier. Okay, great school. Okay, yeah, that's all right. That's all
Well,
right.
I can tell you the people in Leesville are very proud of you in like manner. The word on the street, community at large. And I imagine there are a lot of people tuning in tonight because of you being on this platform. So Bryce, nothing but success is awaiting for you. Your teachers at Leesville High, they're very proud of you. I know for a fact your grandmothers are proud of you. I know they are. And I know your church is the members at your church are very proud of you. We first saw Fletcher and I first saw you do that that poem in church, and we saw the reaction. So now I know in person why you got the reaction that you got.
Yes, sir.
Brother, young
But
man, nothing but success.
I
Final words from
want to challenge you, Bryce. You know, I know you did it at your church. You just did this on Word on the Streets. I would commend you, man. Why don't you make up your page? You know, a page, a web page, or something with your poems. I know that's not going to be your last. How people can reach you, because man, you can go around speaking and touching people, helping people in different communities. So man, what I would commend you to do, just to look into it, because man, right now what you open up is so many possibilities. Just by you doing this, man, saying this out, there's so many possibilities can be started from this. So I challenge you, man, to get your page or something. Get your email so people can reach out to you, and they can have you come to different churches, different places and speaking. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just challenging you on that. Different schools you can go and speak, but they got to know how to get at you. They got to know how to reach you. You know what I'm saying? So I would commend you getting with that, finding a way to get an email or something that people can reach at you and say, hey, I want you to come and speak it here. I want you to come speak at the schools. Because man, you something special. So, but how they gonna know you? So how can we get in touch with you? That's something I would commend you to start working on. Because man,
Bryce,
I love it.
Bryce, before you leave, you have some well wishers in the chat room. You have Sonny, Adiana. Let's see who else in here. Brittany, Lashana Smith, and of course your grandmother, Cedric High Ministry, Nasta. So you have a lot of well wishes in the chat room. Is pretty full. And so thank you again for coming on Word on the Streets. Any last words you like to say to our community before you move on?
God bless you and have a wonderful evening.
Thank you. Folks, y'all give a round of applause again for Bryce Anderson.
Goodbye.
All right. Fletcher, that young man is going somewhere.
Yeah.
That young man is going somewhere.
Yes,
And
indeed.
he's going far. That was a mistake there, y'all. But anyway, friends, we thank you all for tuning in to Word on the Streets. We're not done yet. We're just getting started. If you're enjoying the show so far, just hang in there and stay with us. And if you haven't texted anybody, do so now and let them know they need to tune in to Word on the Streets. You enjoy Bryce Anderson. You're going to enjoy the amazing Keith Fletcher as well, and hopefully Xtradonaire. Fletcher, earlier today, you did a video on Facebook, and it caught me. And so, but rather than have me to go into it and talk about what you talked about, you're here live on the platform yourself. Why don't you share with us, man, what you talked about on Facebook earlier today?
Now you got me, the spirit hit me earlier today. I don't know if I can still bring that out of me. Nah, no. I'm talking about. I started off, man, with if you're not building, producing, or creating, you know what I'm saying? If you 30 and 50 and plus, you should be. You should be building, producing, and creating something. You should be running towards it. You should be running towards doing something that's important for your community. Because if you building, producing, and creating, you helping your community. You're not destroying your community. Like that young man was saying, we come together fixing our community, helping people out, guide them in the right way. You know what I'm saying? So that's basically what I'm talking about, as that it's never too late. You know what I'm saying? By 30, you should be turning into a man, 30 plus, you should be turning into a man or a young woman. And after that, man, it should be all about building, producing something and creating. You know what I'm saying? And it's all inside of us. God gave us all that gifts to be able to do that. So that's what I was speaking on today, man, about that. And it's never too late and it's never too early. But, I was telling Xtradonaire, I got, 5 kids. I got a daughter that's 34. My son is 30. I got a 19-year-old. Just got, he's in college. And I look at my kids, but I look at me and the things I wish someone would have told me, things that I wish that I had a chance to look back and do over again. But when I'm talking to y'all are talking to the online, I'm talking to my children too. I'm talking to my nieces, nephews, my cousins, and my family that don't have their father, don't have their mother. Someone I can help to get them guidance. You know what I'm saying? So when I'm talking, that's what I'm telling, man. I'm getting instructions that I learned to get back to someone else that I wish somebody would have gave to me, to be that elder, to be that mentor. So that's what I was talking about today.
When you talked about that, it really caught my attention. I guess because of the part of your conversation when you said that if you're 30 and older, there are things that you can still do. And I guess it hit home for me because creating is something that I believe we all can do.
All can do.
And a lot of people, I can hear the pushback right now in your mind. In your mind, you probably think you can't create, but that's not the truth. You know, creating doesn't. What happens, Fletcher? I think with a lot of us is that we compare ourselves to others, and when we look at what someone else is doing, then obviously, if you're looking at someone who's doing what they do well, which is probably their gift and their talent, their personality, then you look at yourself and you feel inadequate. What we have to do is just do what comes naturally for us and do what it is that we do. We say all the time on this platform, a rose can't be nothing but a rose. An orange can't be nothing but an orange. But it could be the juiciest orange you've ever eaten. So in like manner, I don't want to simplify things because I know life is complicated and human beings, we are very complicated. But we all have something that we can do. I used to say that even a smile, because some people smile, they just get you. I tell it to Fletcher all the time. Fletcher have a son. His son, I say, man, Fletcher, that boy's smile can open doors for him. And I don't, when I was a kid, my grandfather used to tell that to me. So I really try hard, y'all, to refrain from making statements like that. Nonetheless, they are true statements. But I digress. Come on back in here, Fletcher.
But I just think, man, and I want people to understand, it said about being as a child, your imagination. You started being imagining things, man, and then when you start imagining, that's when your creativity started happening. I gave an example like when we building a home, man. Before you start building a home on that foundation, even before you buy the land, there's other things you had to do before you even touch that land. You know what I'm saying? So we don't just go straight to building. You know what I'm saying? You got to get the permits. You got to get the raw land. There's so much stuff you have to do before that. And we don't want to do the work. We want to jump into it. No, let's wait and do the work before. Let's put the work in now and build a strong foundation. And what's holding us back is just ourselves. And I use me again as an example. Everything I did back in the past stopped me was me. The young man Bryce was saying about what we did in the 60s and all that. Yeah, that's true. But what's now? We are stopping ourselves. Our doubt, our lack, our limited mindset, our lack of understanding, our lack of knowledge. Don't want to read. It's just we just been beat down with ourselves and we don't want it anymore. We just want to have fun. That's it. We just want to have fun now. And all it takes is to just get down and focus. And put the work in. Just focus. It's so easy now. Back then, they were picking cotton, they were picking fruit, they were doing all these hard work and building stuff. Now is so easy from home, from the palm of your hand. You can be building, producing, and creating. From the palm of your hand. I do it every day. I make calls from the palm of my hand to make things happen. I don't have to leave my home. But before that, I used to sit here with my neighbor, and we used to talk about what we're going to do, why we're not doing it, why we don't have it. And I remember that day like yesterday when I told him, When I first told him, I said, man, I'm buying me another house. And he said, man, he said, I said, man, I'm not talking no more. I'm ready. I'm not talking anymore. I'm not dreaming anymore. I'm about to put the work in. I'm about to go build something. I'm about to produce something. I'm about to create something. And that's what we're doing. You just got to step out there. And I was talking about the faith of a mustard seed, man. And I was looking at the mustard seed, man. I'm trying, because I've never seen a mustard seed, Xtradonaire. You ever seen one?
No, I have not.
So I'm looking it up, and the guy say, look at a sesame seed bun, how small it is. It's half a mustard seed, by half of that. And that's all I need. That's all I need. And I just trust and believe in that everything I try. And man, I try to mess it up, Xtradonaire. I'm not saying that things don't happen in my life. I try to mess it up. I try to mess it up, and it still always work out for the best. Because I believe and I trust. And I'm saying all this can be, but nothing can happen until you move. Nothing. That young man wrote that poem and came and did it at the church. He did it on his thing. Nothing could happen. He could have wrote that poem and put it in a tablet, and no one would have never heard it. Nothing would have happened. Now that he wrote that poem and went said it to the church, he said here, watch the possibilities happen. Watch all the possibilities happen for that young man. Because he stepped out on that faith. He did the work. He don't know what God, the Most High, supposed to do the rest. And that's all of us. We choose not to do the work. We want God to do the work for his work and our part. It doesn't work that way.
And what we really want, we want God to tell us the story, the end of the story, before we even open the book and start reading the beginning.
Yep.
Take, for example, Word on the Streets. Fletcher and I, we started out on the telephone. On the telephone, talking, radio talking on the telephone, yo. You all remember Blog Talk Radio?
Yep.
And now, then, when we got on this platform, which is visible, we're live right now on Facebook, Twitter, and what's the third? And YouTube. We're live on all three platforms right now. And out of Word on the Streets, so we're on Word on the Streets Monday and Wednesday at 7 p.m. Mm-hmm. And now we have Herbal Expedition, comes on every Thursday at 7 p.m. And we have the Porsche Chronicle 1, which is a YouTube channel owned by the Amazing Keith Fletcher. And he does a program live every Friday. And every Thursday. Yeah, every Friday night. Every Friday night at 8 p.m. But before you get to him on Friday night, we have a program in the morning called Lunch Break at high noon at 12 o'clock. Lunch Break at 12 o'clock every Friday. What we're saying, friends, this is out of starting out on the telephone. Mm-hmm. Now we got 5 platforms, and out of those 5 platforms, we have products and all sorts of things that are growing from those things.
Now, let me say something.
Go right ahead.
When you say platform, these are channels. You know what I'm saying? These are channels, this information, that's going on just like the news. And Xtradonaire, being modest, to edit this stuff, to play the videos, to bring the news, you're getting a full show. This is a channel. This is a business. This is time. This is a thing that's happening in the background, setting up meetings and stuff. This is a business. We building. We putting product, we producing. He just told you we creating. We 50 plus. We building, producing, and creating. We building. So what's coming out of it is community. We bringing people on. Opportunity to come in, like you said, opportunity to be building people to come on in our community and build and grow. We want to be the hub to help this community. That's what I'm saying. So this all coming out of this, man. And it take us, but it take y'all to help us too, to share this. Take y'all to help us. But black, and this is like we said, helping each other. This is black owned right here. This is digital real estate.
Digital real estate.
If you promote us, share us, commercials start coming on. We don't have to take no money. Then they start putting commercials on this. This is black owned. This is how you support us. while we support you, this is how we bring value. This is how we help the community. This is how we
And
help.
Fletcher, and speaking about creating and everything, we're going to pivot now, folks, and we're going to get on to the news so you all can know what's going on in the world. And after you hear that, then you will hear some excerpts from Iyanla. After that, Fletcher and I will come back and we're going to serve dinner. In other words, we're going to have a meaningful conversation. We're going to have some hard truth about relationships. And we know a lot of people, hopefully you tune in, you want to hear that conversation. But friends, we're happy that you all decided to give us an opportunity if it is your first time. And we hope that you will come back. But if you want to know what's going on in the world and you're tired of the regular world news that you see on CNN, Fox News, or wherever else, check out Word on the Street News and listen to all the other stuff after that. Fletcher and I will be back to serve dinner. You don't want to miss it. I promise you, you don't want to miss it.
Today's headlines.
Hi, I'm Sarah Jones, reporting to you from WOTS.
New research from Cold Springs Harbor Laboratory suggests that chronic stress could fuel the spread of cancer by inducing changes in certain immune cells. In a study with mice, stress hormones were found to affect the behavior of neutrophils, leading to the formation of structures called nets, neutrophil extracellular traps, which may create a favorable environment for cancer cells to metastasize. When neutrophils or nets were removed or made unresponsive to stress hormones, stress no longer accelerated cancer growth in the mice. The findings, published in Cancer Cell, underscore the importance of managing stress, especially for cancer patients, and suggest the potential development of drugs targeting nets to prevent cancer progression. Word on the streets community, have you ever dreamed of living on Mars? Well, NASA is giving you the chance. They're looking for 4 U.S. citizens, aged 30 to 55, with a master's degree in a STEM field and professional experience, to live in a 3D printed habitat in Houston for a year-long simulated Mars mission starting in spring 2025. Applicants need at least 1,000 hours of piloting an aircraft or 2 years of work toward a STEM doctoral program. It's paid, but the amount is undisclosed. Interested? Better hurry and apply. Dr. Martin Lamel, who previously served as Vice President of Finance and Operations at Grambling State University under President Gallatin, has been chosen as the university's new president. His accomplishments include overseeing a significant enhancement in the institution's financial stability with an impressive increase in its financial health score by 200%. Additionally, he brings experience from serving as both former SGA president and member of Kappa Alpha Psi.
Reporting from WOTS. Now, back to the show.
Dr. Iyanla Vanzant is a renowned author, spiritual teacher, and television personality, known for her profound insights into personal growth and healing. Throughout her career, she has been a vocal advocate for the empowerment of marginalized communities, particularly Black men, within the context of systemic injustice and societal challenges. Her perspective on the treatment of Black men underscores the urgent need for societal change and the vital role of compassion, empathy, and solidarity in fostering healing and liberation.
But one of the greatest crimes perpetuated against Black men specifically is the level to which their humanity and their hearts have been devalued, diminished, and dehumanized. The greatest value a Black man has, in many instances, is what he can do for somebody, right, and how he can do it and how much he can do it. They've been demeaned and devalued and dehearted to the point where they value themselves based on what they can do. Fix it, get it, make it happen. And no place have I seen in our world does anybody tell black men how to be. How to be with themselves, how to be true to themselves, how to be with their feelings, how to be with their heart, you know, and it's criminal. So what happens is then they begin to do the things that are expected of them, and that's how they're evaluated. And then if they can't do that anymore, whether it's the job or pay the mortgage or whatever, then they're just cast off like socks in the corner. And here's what I hear in the back of my mind. So let me just go ahead and deal with it. Black women saying, well, look what they do. And look how they are. And look what they do, you know. And we unwittingly participate in the emasculation, the dehumanization, the devaluation, and the disheartening of black men because they didn't do it the way we wanted them to. One of the greatest kryptonites for man, a man in general, black men specifically, is the feeling, the belief, the treatment that he is somehow inadequate. And when you devalue a man, he's going to feel inadequate. When you dehumanize him, when you deheart him, so then where does he go with that?
Right.
He's inadequate, and he doesn't serve a purpose because he can't do what you need him to do to make you feel better about yourself. But the increase between, I think it was 2017 and 2021, a 30-something% increase in the number of black men with prostate cancer, starting early. And why? Because their manhood is under attack.
Right.
And, you know, their psyche is not nourishing and nurturing them, and their masculinity. Because where in the world do we see them lifted, honored?
She said a lot. She said a lot.
Go ahead, crack that egg, bro. Crack that egg.
Hard truth. This conversation might be a little uncomfortable for some. And we apologize that we don't have a woman on the panel to get, you know, a female perspective. But she said a lot. I don't know, but Fletcher and I, we were talking before going live about this conversation here about black men in relationship. And so when I said to him that apparently women have changed over time. Women has evolved. And now, and I'm not certain, so I'm not saying if this is facts or not, but we find many women now are earning more income than the male. And so I'm wondering if some of the personality that she described, is it from that? Could that have something to do with it? When a man is no longer the breadwinner, does that make her feel comfortable enough to handle him or speak to him in a certain fashion? I'm not sure, but one thing I'm certain about, that the dynamics has changed over time. And it seems that couples, people in general, are more emboldened to be indifferent, to really to just tell each other off in in a in an awful way than whereby years ago we reserved. We didn't always say we didn't always express ourselves as we really felt, because a lot of time, our feeling years ago, we learned to temper our feeling and simmer it some, because as we all know, when you speak from emotion, you swinging that blade and you just cutting anything in front of you. But in today's society, it seems that how bad I can hurt you, how bad I can devastate you, how bad I can really knock the hell out of you, literally, is these are the kind of female that I notice in her conversation more often than not that she is really talking about, and that the way that they are handling black men more often than not. And from that we see a rise in cancer and a rise in other in stress level, a rise in other illness. And I think she is trying to figure it out, as I am trying to figure it out as well. What's your take on that, Fletcher?
Well, she say the point that I got, we don't never uplift the strong black man. We not lifting him up, giving his due. I agree with that. Any other race, they lift their men up. I don't care how sorry he is, what he did wrong, they still gonna lift their man up and back. In this Indian race, white race, Chinese race, men are king. But not in our community. Not anymore. Especially not the strong ones. Why is that? Why are we not lifted up anymore as such? How can some money, some things come before me? All I can speak is for me. I've been married twice. I've been married, and my second marriage, me and my wife been together 20 years, married 18 years. I got 3 boys. I tell my boys this: no one come to your home and tell you what to do in your home. You the man, the king of your castle. That's it. But I say, when you put them shoes on, when you take on that ownership, a lot gold comes with that. A lot comes with that. Then I start explaining that to him. I said, everybody eat before you eat. Everybody get before you get. You don't. Everybody want, when they want, they give theirs first. Then you get yours. They thought first before you done to take on these shoes, to put them shoes on. That's what it is. That's my. I said, I don't care about nobody else home, nobody else belief system, but this is ours. You're gonna mess up. You're not gonna do it right all the time. That means you got to find the right woman, the right one equally yoked with you to understand that. I say the first one I went to, my first marriage, I don't blame her. Neither one of us was equipped to be married because we didn't know what it entailed of that word covenant. We didn't know what covenant meant. We didn't know what that meant. We didn't honor your husband, our mother and father, your husband. When I married my wife, we become one. I didn't know what that meant. I'm still looking at my mama. And I'm not saying your mama come in and cause all kind of heavy. It's a lot of things going on in that. But one thing I get from it, it don't uplift the man anymore. Your protector. The one that solved the problem. What's the solution? I don't hear all that. Let's solve the problem. How can we fix this? That's what we get down to. That's the number. That's what I am about. I don't know anybody I can speak for me. So as I go through this time now, I tell Xtradonaire, I don't understand that anymore. And I don't train women. I train a lot of. I had boot camps. I don't train a lot of women And I see that the high executive women, I tell them I won't even train you. If you come in there thinking you're gonna be there, we can't work together. It gotta be one way. That's it. I'm not no male chauvinist, but I don't just say it, I back what I say. Your wrist should be broke around me. I got it, baby. And I'm a blind man. You can ask my wife, I'm a blind man. Don't lift that, baby. I got it. Wait a minute. What are you doing? Nah, I'm gonna handle that. You crossing that. But nah, you ain't supposed to do that. Not taking nothing from her. It's roles, I feel. You heard that level of stress? I did this study. I heard this study, Xtradonaire.
Yeah, stress level, that's right.
They were saying a woman live longer than men. Men live to be about 78, women live to be over at 81 or more. Because the men take on more stress, take on more that women live longer. Look like that's about to change. Women want to take on, look like they're going to be dying early. They're going to be stressing out. Because I'm serious, it's a different stress level for a woman to run a household. It's different things that you got to deal with, them children and work and all that. It's a different kind of levels. A different look. Solving problems. I really truly believe. I'm not telling you that I'm taking nothing from the woman. I'm saying women is amazing. Both parties are needed, but both parties have roles to play. And when you go along them lines and start merging them lines and taking over roles, and that's when things start happening. But I truly believe, Xtradonaire, me, I don't care how much money you make. I don't care. I don't care. I'm serious. Money ain't gonna make me move. You're not about to tell me because you got money. I got to listen to what you say. You got some things, and I'm gonna let you lead me to destruction. I better be by myself.
Well, speaking of that, do you think that might be some of the problems today in today's women, that they earning? A lot of them are earning more than men. Do you think that's one of the problems?
I think it's systematic. I think it's a system that has done this, Xtradonaire. In my opinion, I think the system has done this to you. The money, making the more money, it ain't that much money. I looked at the stats. It ain't that much more money, man. I looked at the stats. I think the system that played with them to keep a man out the home, to keep us weak. I think, and I know I'm gonna go deep. I got y'all say, hey, Keith, you're going too deep with this, but we all are here to keep us at each other. Because we all come together, we will overthrow this government, we'll overthrow things. But it's all to keep us at each other. A woman doesn't make that much more than a man. I looked at all the stats. They're more educated than a man. They're more educated. They put them in a position. You look at TV, the news, you'll see them on the news, and you'll think, oh, they got. But if you go look at the stats, black, white, they don't make more money than a man.
Right. No, that's true.
Yeah.
Right, you're absolutely correct. The most recent study has proven that women, although they're more college educated, but the career that they choose tends to pay less than the career what men choose. Right. Yep. But here's my question to you, since it's just you and I, so we're gonna chop it up together. And I did put a link in the chat room if anyone want to come on and add your 2 cents and have an exchange with the amazing Keith Fletcher and yours truly, Xtradonaire. The link is in the chat room.
And let me say, Xtradonaire, we're not bashing no women. We're not putting no relationship down. We're just having a conversation to get down.
This is a conversation.
Yeah.
But it's a hard truth conversation. Let's be real. And so here's a hard truth to you, Fletcher. Speaking on the excerpt from Iyanla, Dr. Iyanla, do you believe, or do you think, whichever way you want to narrate it, that women today are different from women of yesterday towards their men, black men?
Oh, I agree they are different. I agree. But again, the dating scene and all that, we got the social media, all this stuff. Yeah, they totally different than the women of the past. I agree with you on that.
Mm-hmm.
Communication, Xtradonaire, it's like communication with this social media. Something happened, you get it instantly. You see what I'm saying? Something you don't even know is real or not. Something happened and you see something, you get it, and you ain't even read it. You read the whole thing. Somebody sent it out, and by the time you get it, because we done done it before, you get it, it ain't even true. By the time it went out half around the world and get back, that wasn't even true. Communication. Now you got something still in your head that ain't even true. Just like you say, people were saying women made more than men. That's a lie. You know what I'm saying? That's not true. You know, so you'll start going and taking it. Oh, y'all mad because we make more. No, that's not the fact. That's not. You know, you overheard something that wasn't true. But I think the way communication, social media, and how we get things now so quick, it causes a lot of problems in relationships that the right things not getting out to our women. Go ahead.
Here's what I think, and I love to get some feedback from you, or I love to get some feedback from anyone who's out there. And I keep looking at my monitors down to my right, friends, so my eyes may shift from the camera, but my eye and my intention have never and will never shift from you. I want you all to know that. But my point that I want to make is that we oftentimes in relationship, we get two people coming together who are already fragmented, already not even a whole person from the start. So I'm for example, I have so many issues inside of me. Fletch, I got so many negatives in my square box until it's ridiculous that I should even contemplate on giving this mess to someone else. But I don't know any better. My emotions running wild. I'm young and I'm lustful, and I just want to have her so I can have her anytime I want her. So I want to marry her. And on the flip side, I think likewise, she or he nowadays are as fragmented as I am. Brokenness from what they grew up in, brokenness from her community, from her upbringing, just broken in so many areas, so depleted in so many areas. And that person has the audacity to place and put themselves with someone else. And now, dear friends, now we have these two fragmented people. We have these two people who really, by definition, should be trying to get themselves made whole first before they commit to uniting themselves to each other. But nonetheless, that's generally what I see what happened. And then when you put two people together like that, what comes out of that is catastrophe. Holy grail. I mean, all hell. The first year and a half is, well, the first 6 months is wonderful. After the first 6 months, where you all done had each other bodies, and now it's beyond the body. Now you started noticing a lot of things that you despise. But the fact is, the things that you despise about that other person are probably innately things inside of yourself that you despise about yourself. So what we do, we lash out and we blame the nearest person to us, which in that case, or this case, would be our spouse. And just catastrophe. Nothing good comes from it, but more hate, more ugliness, more trying to get one up on the other. And this is the hard truth of reality that so many relationships are in. And to add insult to injury, we have a baby thinking a baby gonna fix all of this. Now the baby got to grow up in this broken, depleted relationship. The baby can't save you. You can't save yourself. She can't save you. You can't save her. It's a mess. It's a mess. Straighten out that mess, Fletcher.
Yeah. Let me tell you, we went down that journey. Let me take you down the journey. I met this couple, this lady at the hospital. I was getting injections in my knee. I think it's a rheumatologist. So I'm talking to the young lady. I said, how long, you've been doing this? How long you been going? She said, well, I'm down at the VA. I'm doing 2 years intern. I'm finishing up now. I said, oh, yeah. I said, well, how long you been in school? She said, well, I've been in school altogether 11 years. You know, I'm finishing now. I got a job in Atlanta. I said, oh, yeah? She said, yeah. I said, 20, so she about 20. I said, so are you married? She said, yeah, I just got married. My husband, he's moving. He out of Atlanta. He is an accountant. So she about to be a doctor. He is an accountant. I said, you have any kids? She said, no, we don't have any kids. We got a dog. We're going to get a dog. We're going to start off with the dog right there. And we moved out. I said, well, she said, the doctor came in. She said, well, you got your, the job. They gave you the job. She said, yeah, I haven't looked it over yet. Now, what I'm saying is, look how they starting out. They met young. They wouldn't finish their degree. Wouldn't finish that. He got his job, started his career as an accountant, making good money. She did. She finished her degree. She got a job and everything in Atlanta. She's gonna be making good money. They get to work in their fields and grow. They get to make decisions different than somebody that's starting off with tragedies, with a child, less income, no direction, nothing. Who do you think will be happier? Let's just say it doesn't work. Just say them two, they go have a child and it doesn't work. He accountant, she's a doctor. Who life look easier? Child support, no problem. Arguing, no problem. You have the child on the weekends. I give it once a month, 2 months. You know, we ain't arguing about no money. Who life is different? There's so many situations. So I say me, Xtradonaire, in my thing, I think understanding when I got married young, I didn't understand that covenant. I didn't understand what I was getting to. Like I have a 19-year-old now, he's dating. He's dating now. I say, hey, listen to me, son. When you and her get serious, you going to college, she about to go to college. Y'all need to go, you need to get a church on. You need to get some counseling, some relationship counseling to understand what this means. To understand the differences of you and her. Why you like this, she like that, and how much would that cause a problem? That you think there won't be a problem because you all Google out love right now, but the smallest things will. And how do you fix that problem? How you communicate that problem? That's what it's all about. Yeah. Her parents, married couple, they've been married over 20 years. Me and my wife been together 20 years. Who have a better chance? All these things matter in a single parent, scene fighting. It's all kind of things that get rolled into it. But the whole thing is people talking like we have these shows, but mentoring, telling the truth, getting counseling, how to communicate with each other. What's her love language? What's your love language? What do you really want to do in life? What is your goals and aspirations? How important that is to you? What are you willing to do to get that? Write these things down. Be honest with yourself. Be honest with her. Try to be friends. I didn't know being friends with my wife. What do that entail? Being vulnerable. You just said, Xtradonaire, being vulnerable. Can I be vulnerable with you? Mm-hmm. How do that look for me being vulnerable? I tell my son that all the time. You don't have to be hard, son. A man still can be vulnerable because you're a man, you know. All these things to be. So it's a lot. But I think the biggest thing I understand was we don't uplift our black men. We don't lift them up and give them they due. We don't give them, show them they have a important role in the fact. I did a talk one day and I was saying just the simple fact, just the presence of a man make a difference. If he ain't drinking or beating you and all that, just the presence of him being in the home change the dynamic of a family.
You know what else, my friend? You know what else, Fletcher? I think one of the things that have eroded the strength of black men is that too many have bought the ideal that in order to keep a marriage, you have to learn to listen. Mm-hmm. But let me go beyond. It's not just listen, friend. This is not going to be too nice. I'm not as nice as you may think. But here's the thing. In order to have a happy marriage, most men in general, not just black men, You have to, in other words, this is the gist of it. Just allow her to just say what she needs to say and want to say, and you be quiet. And we've been taught that in so many instances. Just be quiet and just let her go with it. Because if you speak, then that could start a whole war of words, or what have you. And many men, I find, have lived that life. Man, you know how she is. You just have to let her go off. You know what I'm saying, Fletcher?
Yep.
You just have to let her go off. Just let her. That's who she. That may be true. That may be true. And you know you have to select. It's like anything. You have to select when to speak and when not to speak. But I personally think it's a little unfair to give that type of power away to anybody, one way or the other.
I'm not giving that power away like that. Me.
Well, but I'm saying this because I know what I'm saying, and you all who watching and listen, you all know what I'm saying is true.
Yeah.
It is true.
Yeah.
Y'all know that's how she is. So we just okay. And you live that life like that. But some men can't do that, can't just tolerate and live like that. And vice versa. They have some men, they just like to go off at the mouth, very disharmony words, very unkind words. And you should be subjugated to put up with that just to keep and save a marriage. I don't think so. I don't think that we should be in a relationship to be a punching bag for the other person. I don't think so. I think that as we have subscribed is that we both need some therapy. We both need help. We need to learn how to, first of all, love ourselves. And when you love yourself enough, you will respect yourself so much, then you will know it's no way on God's earth I should be speaking to someone else like that.
That's it. True that.
Go ahead on, man. Pick it up. Pick up that.
Now, what you said, I was agreeing with what you're saying. Is the point is that you got to look at yourself and say, why do I have to speak to someone like that? Someone that I love. Why am I speaking to her like that? That's a problem right there. Yeah. Why I'm telling myself in that. I'm not worried about her, but why me? That I got to get to that point that I have to speak to her like that. Something is definitely wrong. You know what I'm saying? And that's when you need to, if you love someone, you want to help someone, that's when you got to get help for yourself and help for her in her marriage. That's when, and I think a lot of us don't want to do that, Xtradonaire. Like I say, I believe in counseling. I done did counseling so many times that, like I say, I tell you that very important in my marriage, very important in my life, a change, somebody helping me through that, so dealing with a lot of this stuff don't have to just deal with your marriage, how you was raised too. A lot of stuff, your environment you came up in, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of that, I had to learn a lot of things about my wife that I didn't know. My wife is the point. She don't like to argue. My wife, I mean, one time I tell you a story, but I was mad. I was arguing. I'm fussing. I'm going to the house fussing. Kids was gone. I'm going to the house. I'm looking for her. She done left the house. I'm just fussing by myself. I realized she's gone about 30 minutes. I'm not talking to myself, but something. She ain't gonna do all that. She ain't doing all that arguing with you and all that stuff. But I had to learn. Some people just can't, like you say, some people can do it. I was raised in my family, we gonna argue. We like to talk, holler, talk loud, but some people, they not raised like that. And trying to blend them differences in together, that's gonna be a problem. And that's why you gotta work that in communication and get somebody to break that communication barrier, to get you to start communicating each other, to get to understanding each other in the ways that you need to understand each other. What they say, I say all the time, your love language, which I learned. What kind of love language she has, what your love language is, and a men gotta be vulnerable. We don't want to show that side to us too, but we gotta be vulnerable too to get them to start lifting us up, sharing something different. So that's another thing. But I had an issue with some women. I tell them, they especially women that didn't have dad. I think they look at TV or look at stuff on social media and try to tell you how to be a dad. That irks me because you never had a dad in your life. You can't tell me how to be a father. So I don't know what you've been looking at, So that gets me. You know, we want to do our research and work together, but you most definitely know the king. It's going to be a problem because everything is going to be roses and peaches and cream. You know, it's going to be some tough times. It's going to be some hard stuff. So you got to work through, especially with boys. So I'm just different. I'm like I said, I know my ways is ancient in these days now, Xtradonaire. My ways are being a father and being away, but you know, a lot of kids, all my son's friends and daughter friends, they come back and see me. They come back and talk to me. They come back and tell me, hey, you was right, Mr. Keith. Man, life is you say everything you said. I didn't want to listen to you. I understand now. You know what I'm saying? So hey, I'm not gonna change because I know what's out there. I know what's around the corner. I know what's in the dark, you know. So like you'll see when you get it, just keep on living. But the relationship, when I marriage, man, any relationship from there, you know, especially when you're young, starting off young, man, you got to get help. You got to get some help. There's no way in the world that you're going to come in there and think that you're going to make it through that and think you're not going to go out there with some scars or hurt and pain. And it's going to happen. But I promise you, once you get past those things, and that's what people don't want to do. That's in anything in life. The hard thing, once you get past them, there's some golden years. That's what make it to the golden years. But it's hard. It is going to be hard. But it's a lot of work.
Hey, friends, we thank you all so much for tuning in. But I have a very special announcement. Please do sign up for our newsletter. If you like the conversation, what Fletcher and I just had, in our newsletter, we will be giving you some information that would help you in your relationship. Not only in your relationship, but also will help you personally. Things like 7 deadly mistakes facing Black men, 7 ways to heal, grow, and move forward, and things never to do. I mean, this is some really good stuff.
That's
really
good stuff. That's right, man. That's some good stuff.
That's some good stuff. And once you sign up, friends, you would get that type of information immediately. You know, you'll get it when we finish the show so we can update the newsletter. And we try to begin now. Friends, this has been a very impactful and exciting show. I hope you all enjoy Bryce Anderson. If you didn't, you can always go back and catch us on YouTube. The link is down below. And also, if you get an opportunity, you're out there on social media, check out the Amazing Keith Fletcher on the Porsche Chronicle 1 on YouTube. He has his own YouTube channel. And of course, Personal Development for the Soul is where we house all our episodes of Word on the Streets. Herbal Expedition, which comes on every Thursday at 7 p.m. And on Friday at noon, we have Lunch Break. Lunch break, let me tell you all, lunch break. Lunch break is only a 10 to 15 minute show. And what it does during your lunch break from work or whatever you might be doing, it's a good, inspiring, motivational, positivity platform. And it's real short, but it'll lift you. If you have any problems, I promise you, it would lift your spirit up. It would have you facing your Friday and get you ready for your weekend. So you will have a fantastic weekend. We also just created some t-shirts to remind you of the greatness inside of you, which is simply called Lunch Break. So when you wear that t-shirt, you will remember some of the things you heard on the program of Lunch Break, which comes on high noon every Friday, Central Standard Time on Word on the Streets. Once a week, every Friday. And Friday night, we have the Porsche Chronicle at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. So, friends, as you can see out of Word on the Street, we have a packed week feeding you all inspiring personal development stuff that will help you become the best version of yourself and in the way that you really want to be, who you want to be, how you want to be. There's process in doing that. It just doesn't happen. It happens through layers and layers and steps of process. And we are offering that for you here, all out of Word on the Streets. What say you, my brother?
Yes, man. You know, and I speak on the Porsche Chronicles, man. We speak about spiritual health, physical health, mental health, financial health. all in that order, man. Spiritual health, man, for real. All that together. You got without having one, you can't have the other one. So, and same thing with people. All of this development, all of this personal development, all of this development. So, spiritual, physical, get your physical self together. Mental, we just talking about relationships and all that. We're talking about mental.
That's right.
We're just talking about your mental, get your counseling and understanding. Spiritual, man. You know, and we're not just talking about religion, man. That relationship you have with yourself, with your spirit, with yourself, man, with the earth, with God, with the Most High, your personal relationship, meditation, things like that. And we talk about financial, man. Financial. And believe it or not, financial is the easiest one. Financial is not but a tool. So that's what I'm talking about on the Post Chronicle, also here on Wellman Street, and also on personal development for the soul. We just building the community, man. We thank y'all for showing up with us. Another great show, Xtradonaire. Man, you did one out here, man. That was an excellent show, bro. I really got to commend you on that. You did one, man. Perfect.
Man, you already know, folks. Don't let him get away with that. You know it can be nothing without the amazing Keith Fletcher, because one thing I know, and you all know him too, you all met him on Facebook, he's always going to speak pretty much from the depths of his soul. And I find in life, and that's attractive for me, because so many of us, we wear layers and layers and layers that we're afraid to get to that point. And because of Fletcher, I am able to take off one layer at a time. You all notice I'm taking off one layer at a time. And each time I do, I grow more and more, and I'm becoming more and more the person I was meant to be. And so it's just a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing when we put our defense down and remove our ego and receive. So we're just here, folks, and we're hoping that you will receive us. You know, you don't have to be defensive. We're not trying to push anything on you. We're just trying to give so much, because so much been given to us.
Yes, well said. Yes.
So we thank y'all again for tuning in. Remember, we'll be back on Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thank y'all, and y'all have a wonderful night. Good night, y'all.
Good night.